What's going on, guys? My name is Matt the Krachen, and I'm bringing you a Let's Play of Kingdoms and Castles. If you haven't heard about Kingdoms and Castles, it's a little indie game on Steam, about $10, where you get to build your kingdom and castle and defend it from the likes of dragons and vikings. So we're going to hop right in. I already got an island found and loaded up, appropriately named Candied Island. And first things first, I chose this island because it had great access to iron, stone, woods, and nice fertile land, which will all be very valuable resources. But first, we have to place down our keep. We're going to place it pretty central to all of these resources, so probably right about here. And the first thing we're going to do is start chopping down some trees to gather wood. Alright, and we're just going to queue up some tasks. We're going to build some road, as well as get a couple of houses down, which are called hovels. These house 5 villagers and have 1 head of household. The heads of households gather materials for the people who live there. Alright, and we got a little exclamation point. I believe these are our advisors. Let's see what they say. Good day, sire. We'll need farms first to feed our workers. Good day, sire. Let's begin growing our kingdom with some roads, then houses. Good day, sire. So these are agriculture, city, and military. They'll let us know what to build later on. So we're going to speed up things here a little bit so we can get some things going. And the next thing that we're going to do is extend this road down here to our fertile land, the dark green here, and start putting down some farms. How do I want to put this road? I think I'm going to extend it one this way and then down. Alright, we're going to chop down the rest of these trees. So, luckily, you can see down here that we do start with some resources. We do start with food, but over the next year or two that will run out. So we have to get our farms up and running. Alright, hopefully they'll finish chopping down these trees and we can place some roads down here. There we go, it's chopping down. Alright, we got our road down. We're going to extend this a little bit farther and then place farms along this fertile land. Probably gonna place down 5 farms, that is, and then 1 orchard. Alright, we're gonna slow down a little bit and let me build another house. Alright, so if you go into your food and you look, we have 4 different sources of food. We have wheat, fruit, fish, and pork. So these all provide different forms of food, and if you look down in your health, fruits, wheat and bread, fish and pork, they all affect health, which in turn affects plague, but we'll be talking about that a little bit later. For now, I built another house because this house only supplies 5 beds, and if you see down here on the bottom left, we have 5 residents and 5 open beds, which means that no new residents will come to Candied Island until we build some more beds. You can see in the top left here, it says, "My lord, 4 people visited, but none could find a home. Our city is full. We need more homes." Well, we're working on it. So, gonna speed things up a little bit more. Hopefully they can get this house built soon. We can start attracting more peasants. This placement of the rock is a little bit troublesome. I probably should have paid a little more attention. I would have put my keep up 1 more. But I suppose we will have to deal with it. We can remove these rocks later on, but they require a rock removal, which requires 30 wood, 45 gold, and 10 tools. So it's rather expensive until you get into the late game. Alright, so you can zoom in here, and you can actually see your villagers farming and the wheat growing through the dirt. It's a nice added touch. Alright, look at that. It says, "My lord, life is good here. Our kingdom attracted 2 new residents." So we have 7 residents and 3 empty beds. So we're going to place down another house because hopefully we'll get We're going to place down 2 of them, actually. That way we'll have a total of 13 empty beds. You don't ever really want to max out your population, because then all the jobs that you have will stagnate. So, just want to make sure that our population is consistently growing. Hopefully we can get some new residents, new peasants to chop these down. Got just a random floating axe here, no tree. That's strange. Maybe I'll cancel that out. Yeah, there you go. Alright, we got another exclamation mark. Let's see. What does he say? Sire, our food stores are running low. Perhaps more farms could help? Well, these only had 1 year to farm, so hopefully... Yeah, it says +8. So as long as this is positive, your total change from last year, you'll be making more food than you're eating. So as long as this stays positive, you'll be fine. Alright. Sire, the peasants are mostly fine, but we can do better. Try examining a house to see how to improve our peasants' conditions. Alright, so we're going to slow down here and zoom into one of our houses. As you can see, this will bring up an overview of the house. And down here it says, wants access to charcoal, +3 happiness for having neighbors, +3 happiness for having road access, and residents want access to drinkable water. So, in order to do any of that first, we have to get stone. Now there are 2 usable stone sources. One way up here. It's hard to see during the winter, but you see this lighter gray stone versus this dark gray. This dark gray is unusable and the light gray is usable stone. So we need to path to some of that and get some, place a quarry on there. So I think we're gonna go to this one. It looks a little bit closer. Actually, no, we will go to the one in the north, and we'll send a couple of residents to go chop down some trees. And we'll have to build a road on up to that direction, so... Alright, we're gonna speed up time again. And as you can see, it says +24, so all our farms didn't have the chance to produce some wheat last year, so that's why it said only +8. I ran out of time. So we're gonna wait for our residents to start chopping down these trees. For some reason, they always seem to start with the trees at the back first. It's kind of obnoxious. I wish they would work on the closer ones first, but it's a small AI problem. Overall, the game is very well built and void of bugs. Alright. Let's see. Overall, we're still doing well. Hopefully we can attract a couple more residents to get the chopping a little bit faster. Alright, gonna continue to build the road. That should be good for right now. There we go, we got 18 residents and only 20 beds, so we're gonna we're gonna build another 2 houses. We got enough wood, we'll build 3. Alright. Look at them go. Wow, that was built fast. And now we're up to 35 beds. Alright, doing well. Let me cancel some of these. I don't need these chopped down. I really need these, though, so we can build that road. As well as this one, because we can't even place the quarry until that's chopped down. Alright, but it looks like they're chopping down more trees, so we're going to put the road in place here. Oh, one more road. And as soon as these trees get chopped down, we'll be putting a quarry right here. And there we go, we got our first quarry. The quarry will extract stone from the usable stone. It says that's barren there, but there really isn't a way. Maybe they can work through there, I don't know. We'll have to see. But if we start running low on stone, as we usually will, we can place another quarry over here. Actually, let me see if they can get to the spot, build another quarry right here. Yeah, it looks like they can. So we'll actually start off with 2 quarries, which is really nice early game because in the very early game, stone seems to be your limiting factor. So, but once we get our stone, we get our, we're saving up our stone to get the treasure room. Building the treasure room will not only unlock advanced buildings, but it will allow us to start storing gold and taxing our peasants. And as soon as we get that, the gold seems to be usually the limiting factor. So let's see what our advisors say. Sire, our food stores are running low. Perhaps more farms could help? Well, we're still in the positive, so we're fine. It says, Sire, the peasants are mostly fine, but we can do better. Yes, we've already discussed. So now that we got a little bit of stone, we are going to build... Hey, look at that. Candied Island is now a small village. Starting to get the hang of this governing thing. Wonderful. We are going to build a well. This will make it so that they have access to fresh water. And if you click on it, you can see it'll provide fresh water to everything in its radius. In addition to providing fresh water, it will reduce the fire risk over here. It says that fire risk is high, which means that it is very likely to burn down. But once the well is built, as you see, it just jumped to low risk, which is wonderful. So, they are producing stone out of this, which is wonderful. So, we got 30 of 35 beds, so the next thing that we're going to be building is a cottage or 2. This can house up to 12 peasants and has 2 heads of households. Wonderful. A little bit more effective housing. We're only going to put 2 of them down for right now. Let us see what they say. Looks like it took too long to store our harvest. Some of it was ruined by the winter. Improving paths to the granary would help. So, if they don't get all the wheat into the castle or your storage, later on you can build storage, such as a small granary or a granary. If they don't get all of it in there in time, it will be destroyed due to the frost. So, got to make sure that they have adequate roads to wherever you are storing your food. Alright, we're doing pretty well. We've got 34 citizens. That is wonderful. And we're going to continue to save up a little bit more stone so we can build our treasure room. But for now, oh, there we go. We already got 50 stone, so if you watch when I place this down, you'll actually see our castle get upgraded a little bit. Let's see. Where to put this? I think we are going to put it right here, right next to our castle. You saw our castle got upgraded slightly, which is wonderful. For some reason, the banners aren't loading in. It's supposed to be like a little snake wrapped around a sword, I believe, but... Is my castle on fire? I don't know if I've ever seen your castle on fire. Yeah, look at that. For some reason, the banner's not loading in. It's funny. Alright. So we're doing pretty well. We're gonna, as soon as this gets built, we're gonna start taxing our peasants. Let's see what they have to say. Same thing as last time. If we build a town square, we could throw festivals. I'm sure the peasants would like that. And that's one of the things on my list, but we have a couple other things that are more important, more pressing matters. So these are all the advanced buildings. I believe they all require gold. Yes, so that's what makes them advanced. But you got things in here like cemeteries, churches, libraries, clinics, hospitals, and a couple of more advanced buildings like the Great Library and Cathedral. Hopefully we'll be getting to building all of those in a little bit. Okay, so we got our treasure room. We're gonna now up our tax rate. Taxing your peasants does decrease happiness, but not much you can do about it in the early game. It's a fine balance between happiness and taxing. Happiness, I didn't explain this earlier, the amount of happiness you has affects how many people stay in your city. If you have really low happiness, people will visit, but none of them will stay. So, All right, we got 11 idle. I think the next thing that I'm going to do is send them out to chop down these trees. This will get us a large chunk of wood. We're doing pretty well otherwise. Just gonna have to wait a little bit for our taxes. Oh. So if we open up our job priority here, we can see how many people are doing what. As of right now, we have 0 builders because there are 0 buildings being built. But you can see farmers, orchidists, stockpile workers, timber workers, quarry workers, and tax collectors. Now, if I wanted to put one above the other, you can take these and move them to prioritize them. But for now, this is fine. So we'll leave it the way it is. How is our food doing? It says minus 26, so we will have to build more farms now. We're going to extend the road down a little bit. And look at that, just in time. We're going to build 6 farms and 1 orchard just to keep the balance of, well, let's go look, see. Yeah, 100% people have access to wheat and bread, but only 93 have access to fruits. So we might have to build another orchard. Alright, let's see what they say. Same thing as last time. If we build a town square. Yep. So we'll be doing that. That's usually something I do a little bit later. Tend not to do that, rush that. We got enough gold. The very first thing we're gonna do with that gold is build a clinic. Alright, I'll read the description for you. It says, heals people who are sick with plague. Plague doctors run out to treat affected peasants. So if you don't have a clinic and your peasants start coming down with a plague, they will die. In addition to reducing your population, you'll get a minus 15 hit, I believe, to your happiness. So clinics are very important to have preemptively. Now, our happiness is really low. It says that they want a tavern. So if we go over here, we can build them a tavern. This will increase happiness within its radius. I'm just trying to think. I think I'm going to end up putting a lot of our housing up here. So I think what I'm going to do is build a road. I'm going to save a little bit of space for all the castle buildings I'm going to build. I'm going to build a road right up to here. And we actually have enough gold to build our final housing, which is a manor. It houses 25 peasants and has 4 heads of household and yields more tax revenue than regular housing. So from now on, we'll be building manors instead of cottages or hovels. Alright, and to get to our tavern now. Wonderful. So for the early game, it's pretty much you're trying to rush as fast as you can to get to the barracks and get units to help yourself defend against Vikings. But before we can build the barracks, we have to build a chamber of war, and then the barracks. And in order to produce troops, we need iron, which is found over here. It's this kind of orange, brownish orange. It's brown. It's not orange. Iron. So we are going to, if we get some idle peasants, we'll be placing down a road and building an iron mine over here. But iron mines also require gold, 25 gold. And in order to refine that iron into armaments, which are used to build units, we need a blacksmith, which requires 75 gold. So you run out of gold really quick in the early game. Alright, we got plenty of idle peasants, got 11. So we're going to build the road like I said we would. And hopefully everything will be good. I'm actually going to destroy these 2 hovels to make space for other stuff. We have plenty of empty beds right now, so it shouldn't be too big of a deal. Alright, I'm going to send the rest of our idle peasants up here to chop down the rest of that wood. As well, so I'm gonna build a stockpile. Your stockpile stores all your resources, so all this wood that's laying out here won't be laying out here anymore. It'll be in a stockpile. Much more easy to access. Alright. We got 63 people, 74 beds left, so that's 11. 11 more beds, so we'll wait at least one more year. Alright, so the next thing I'm gonna do is build a forester. A forester will chop down trees and let you replant them. So you won't ever run out of wood. But the biggest reason I'm building a forester, we're actually going to close this as soon as it opens up, but you have to have a forester in order to start making charcoal makers. Charcoal makers are one of the resources that will increase happiness in a home. So it's good to have around. And look at that, we got our dragon. Luckily, our first dragon usually just flies over, doesn't actually burn anything down. So keep our fingers crossed. Food's looking good, it's plus 26. We're gonna shut this down. And charcoal makers have a very high burn rate. So we're gonna place a well right here, right across the street. And if you look, our dragon, yeah, he should be flying away right about now. Alright, we do have plenty of stone. I'm trying to think if there's something else I'd rather have them do. I'd rather have them extract iron, so we don't have enough gold though. Wonderful. We have enough, yeah, cool. Alright, but since we got so much stone, I'm gonna put, where is it, quarry workers below tax collectors, just to make sure that we're always collecting a full amount of money. If you don't have it fully staffed, man, I keep forgetting the name, your treasure room fully staffed, you will only be collecting half of the taxes you are charging. So, but it still keeps your unhappiness just as low. Alright, we are maxed out, so I'm going to build another manor here instead of the iron mine. We got 6 idle. Let's take a look around. We got another iron down here. That's wonderful. Got 2 sources of stone, another source of stone, another iron. Awesome. So I looked around for quite a bit. This island does seem pretty nice. Well suited, so. Got 1 idle. Got a house burning down here. Awesome. They put it out. Oh, I should have paid attention. If you put these charcoal makers too close to the house, it will reduce happiness. So, I believe this. If you put quarries too close, it'll do the same. If you put, I forget what is that food source? The swine herd. If you put the swine herd too close, they'll get cranky. As well as any sort of like industrial building. So if you put it too close to a quarry or iron mine or blacksmith or mason, I believe they will get angry. So, whatever, it's not too big of a deal. And it looks like we're doing on charcoal, so I'm actually going to close this one down. Yeah, that's perfect. So it will increase my happiness. We got 16 idle. Let me up the tax rate again. It says plus 29 estimated. That's not too bad. Alright. And I'm sure... Yes, I was going to say, I'm sure our peasants want a church or library. So if you go over to advanced buildings, we got a church, or this is the church, and this is the library. So churches keep your peasants from despairing or leaving your kingdom, and the libraries will provide happiness over time. But basically, the church costs less gold but more resources, the library costs less resources and more gold. So since gold is a pretty limiting factor, we are going to put it right here. We're going to build a church, sorry. That's pretty centrally located, so hopefully we'll get as much happiness out of that as possible. Alright, we're trending towards 67, that's not too bad. Gold is doing pretty well, plus 32. Oh, but we're running low on wood, so we're going to open this up again and we're going to shut down. No, because we have plenty of idle people, so we're not going to shut anything down. We actually should probably build a second forester here. So I'm going to extend this out to here. And we do not have enough wood. Wonderful. You need wood to make wood. That makes sense. Oh, our first Vikings? Man, that was fast. Alright, so hopefully these don't do too much damage. I am not prepared to defend these off at all. We do have enough gold now to get our iron mine, but not enough wood. There we go. Got our wood. Sire, did you see the dragon? Perhaps we should build some defenses in case it decides to return. That might be a smart idea. He's still talking about a town square, and our food store is running low. Let's build some more. Let's first see. Alright. People need more wheat, it appears. So, we are going to build some wheat. Actually, we're going to demolish this. Orchard. Alright. So, they are done. They will kidnap some of your residents, so it's important to fend those guys off. But we need some more wood. Man, I'm just really short on wood. So we're going to send them out to chop some down so we can build our manor. Because we are running really low on beds right now. Alright. There we go. If you do place houses along the coast, they will get a little boost in happiness. Probably should have done that, but not too big of a deal. Hopefully we get this manor built pretty soon. It says up in the top left, Sire, 7 were kidnapped by Viking raiding party. This will increase, so it's very important to start fending these guys off. Alright, we're going to be saving up gold now to build our blacksmith right here. It costs 75 gold, so. Our city is full, yes. Trying to work on that. Hopefully we can get this built soon. Waiting for 20 more wood. There we go. Only 5 more. There we go. Alright, so hopefully that'll get access to charcoal soon. Should be good. Got 9 idle. Alright. Where do I want to put this blacksmith? I think I'm going to put him right around here. So we're going to chop down this tree. And we just need about, what? It keeps changing on me. 5 more gold now. So hopefully we'll get that. Make sure that this is fully staffed, as it is. We got 9 idle. It's always okay to have a couple idle people. So as you're building and doing jobs, as you're building, the people aren't leaving their jobs to build. Alright, there we go. We got 81. So we're going to build our blacksmith. Put him right here. So your blacksmith will produce both armaments and tools. Tools are used by places like quarries, foresters, fishmongers, or well, fishing huts. No. Yeah, it's used by fishing huts and fishmongers, as well as the butchers to increase production rate. Armaments are used for one thing only, and that's for training troops, both swordsmen and archers. So I kind of skipped over that, but we have 100 people now, so our city has grown. Alright, so once our blacksmith is built, we aren't interested in producing tools right now, we're just interested in producing armaments. So usually we need about 2 iron mines for 1 blacksmith. So with our idle people, we are going to build a second iron mine here. Hopefully that'll get us plenty of iron for our blacksmith. Alright, let's see what they say. Took too long to store our harvest. Build a town square. I'm working on it. Happiness is pretty good though. Got -8 total change last year, so we're gonna have to build some more farms here soon. Place here. There we go. Probably gonna extend this down 2 more tiles and then turn. That way we'll be able to reach the fertile land all the way over here. We do have a buttload of stone. I think we should build a larger stockpile now. So your stockpile can only hold 240 resources. Obviously we're completely full here, so I'm gonna build a second one to start storing extra resources. Eventually, we're going to be using all this stone to build castles eventually, but... Alright. So we do have enough gold to build a chamber of war. We're going to be building one of those, and I believe our castle will upgrade again if you watch it. Yeah, see, the walls got a little bit bigger. So the next thing that we're going to build is our barracks. So luckily it only costs 25 gold, so... that should be not a problem. Because we got a Viking attack in 3 years and a dragon attack in 2 years. I'm mostly concerned about the Vikings, though. There's not much you can do against the dragons until you get an archer school and spam out like 20 different archers. So... and look at that, we got a plague. But since we had our clinic here, it wasn't a problem at all. It was cured. Alright, we got plenty of gold now, so we're going to build our barracks. Plop it down right next to the Chamber of War. If we go into our job priority, it doesn't have it yet because we don't have it built, but it always puts military training at the very bottom, which can be quite a pain when you're trying to pump out some units. So we will be editing that as soon as it comes up. We got 17 armaments. I believe it requires 17 armaments to build 1 unit, as well as something like... oh, I didn't even pay attention, but we are going to have to build another house. We do have a well over here, so we're going to have to move it down 1. And I think right here we're going to end up putting a library once we get enough gold. Libraries will also increase the happiness of people within its radius. We're going to actually put down 2 if I can have enough gold. No, I should save our gold for building units. Alright, we just have to get enough wood in, and 20 more. Almost there. Awesome. We're going to immediately stack up 2 units. Go into our job priority. And right now, our miners. I really need military units now first, so we're gonna put that above mining. Alright. So 7 people decided to stay. That is wonderful. Let's look at that dragon. That's one thing. Dragons always seem to go for your food stores, and I wasn't smart enough to put a well down, so we're gonna have a couple of these farms burned down in orchards. So you always want to have a well very close to your food. But they got water in time to keep the orchard running. So it says plus 55 in food, so we should be good. Just got to make sure. It might be a smart idea now to start building more storage. So we're going to build a... Does that cost... That doesn't cost gold, does it? No. Okay. We're going to build a granary, which stores grain. Not fully staffed. Alright. Well, I kind of need the staff now, so... That's unfortunate. I should have been paying more attention. I don't know if we're going to have... Alright, they're coming from the very opposite side of the island, so that might take a while. Hopefully we can have a unit in time. Hopefully, maybe. Yeah, we should, if we can make sure we don't run out of armaments. Come on. Alright. Come on. There we go. And we'll be killing the barbarian, the Viking. There we go. So we do get a happiness bonus for doing that. But let's see. It says -9 from the recent Viking trauma, but +5 for killing that Viking. So obviously it's better to prevent the trauma in the first place, but not much I can do. I was trying to crank him out as fast as possible. So we got a dead person over here, so we're gonna have to build a cemetery. We're gonna probably put him right next to the clinic, because, you know, that makes sense. Go to the doctors, end up in the graveyard. Still says there's a Viking attacking, but that's just because the boat is driving away. Alright, we're gonna get that down, hopefully. Nope, dead body just rotted on the field. Alright then, let's see, how are we doing in general? Doing pretty alright. Happiness is at 67. Don't have enough gold. I always thought this symbol looked like faces from afar, but it's gold. Looked like little yellow faces like Homer Simpson. Alright, and it seems like we are doing alright. We'll have another swordsman soon, and then we will put military training down towards the bottom again, because we don't need that. Not now, at least.
But I think I'm going to end the video right here, guys. If you liked that video, please hit that like button. And as always, my name's Matt the Krachen. And until next time, I'm out.